Exposing the danger in high-speed collisions, the sheer force of two vehicles colliding at such speeds is almost unimaginable. The energy released in these moments can be equivalent to a small explosion, causing catastrophic damage not only to the vehicles involved, but also to the lives of those inside. The aftermath is often a scene of twisted metal, shattered glass, and a haunting silence that follows the chaos. This is going to blow your mind. The reality of high-speed collisions is far more terrifying than any movie scene. The shock and disbelief on the faces of witnesses are a testament to the sheer horror of these events. It's a stark reminder of how quickly a normal day can turn into a nightmare. The night is dark, the road is barely visible. Under the cover of darkness, the dangers of the road multiply. Visibility is reduced, and the chances of encountering unexpected hazards increase. The dimly lit highway becomes a treacherous path, where every shadow could hide a potential threat. An intoxicated driver, eyes glazed and mind clouded, barrels down the wrong side of the highway at a staggering 90 miles an hour. Alcohol impairs judgment, slows reaction times, and creates a false sense of confidence. This driver, lost in a fog of intoxication, is oblivious to the deadly path he's on. His speed only adds to the danger, turning his car into a lethal weapon. Heart pounding, adrenaline surging, he's oblivious to the danger he's hurtling towards. The rush of adrenaline can be both a savior and a curse. In this case, it blinds him to the reality of his situation, pushing him further into peril. A man, bone-tired from a long shift, pushes his car to 100 miles per hour, desperate to get home. Fatigue is a silent killer on the roads. The exhaustion from a long day can dull the senses, making it harder to stay alert and react quickly. This driver, driven by the need to reach the comfort of home, is pushing his limits, unaware of the danger that lies ahead. Suddenly, headlights appear in his lane. The sudden appearance of oncoming headlights is a driver's worst nightmare. In that split second, the brain struggles to process the situation, and the body is flooded with a surge of fear. Time slows as he realizes a wrong-way driver is coming straight at him. Panic sets in. He swerves towards the emergency lane, heart racing, breath quickening. The instinct to avoid the collision takes over. The driver yanks the wheel, hoping to find safety in the emergency lane, but the speed and the narrow space make it a desperate gamble. The realization sets in, followed by acceptance, a quick second, an eternity thinking of all the wrongs he's done. At last, death before him, a loving embrace, the fear completely gone, an instant of regret for those he leaves behind. He decides to willingly crash into the oncoming car. Instead of avoiding the collision, he yanks the wheel and drives head-on into the oncoming car. The impact is catastrophic. The force of the collision is immense, and the sound of metal crashing against metal is deafening. The cars crumple like paper, and the lives inside are thrown into chaos. Metal crumples, glass shatters, lives intertwine in a deadly embrace. The aftermath is a scene of devastation. The once powerful machines are now twisted wrecks, and the people inside are left to face the consequences of that fateful moment. Both drivers, strangers moments before, now forever linked by a tragic, irreversible choice. The collision has bound their fates together. The emergency responders work frantically to save lives, but the damage is done. The choices made in those split seconds have changed everything. Let this be a harrowing reminder. One wrong decision can lead to devastating consequences. Every choice we make on the road carries weight. The decision to speed, to drive while tired, or to get behind the wheel after drinking can have far-reaching effects. It's a sobering thought, but one that needs to be remembered. Drive safe, stay alert, and never underestimate the power of a single moment. Many today fantasize about dying. They fantasize about the sweet embrace of death, the quiet, the end. Others afraid of what's to come, afraid of the judgment. A wise man once said, "We tend to fear the unseen, the unknown, and the uncertain. Many afraid to face their gods, or the possibility that there is nothing after death." The truth is, many fight their battles silently. Embarrassment or pride is the reason behind their refusal to reach out for help. Many oftentimes drown themselves in alcohol, others numb themselves with drugs. Some involve themselves in meaningless relationships to focus on anything but the reality of their searing conscience. Guilt is a parasite that feeds on the soul. The devil's greatest weapon, a monster living in the hearts of men, terrorizing the peace within, and thus sets in sadness, depression, anger, resentment, anger towards the world, anger towards self, and even anger towards God. Many oftentimes losing the battles against self, suffering silently, putting on fake smiles. These people often carry on for those that believed in them. People coming to realization, but only when it was too late. If you're listening to this, it's not too late. Reach out, talk to God, talk to a pastor, talk to those you love, talk to me. You're not alone, don't be like Judas. I believe that even he could have been forgiven if he had repented. Suicide is not the answer. You hurt those who still live beyond your selfish act. Suicide is selfish. Because now those that believed in you suffer further in your foolishness.